You're standing in the checkout line at Home Depot on a Saturday morning, and the guy in front of you just dropped $847 on supplies. You glance into his cart and see drywall tape, some random pipe fittings, and what looks like industrial-strength mold remover. He looks completely drained, paint smeared all over his hands, eyes half dead. And a thought quietly hits you. This is going to be me next year, isn't it? Because you bought a house 3 months ago and the seller swore everything was in perfect condition. They lied. Last year, Americans spent $526 billion on home repairs and renovations, more than the entire GDP of Sweden. Yet, when you're sitting at the closing table signing papers on your first home, no one brings this up. They tell you about the mortgage payment, the interest rate, even the closing costs, but the financial avalanche that starts the moment you get the keys is met with complete silence. Here's what actually happens. You buy a $350,000 house, your mortgage is $2,100 a month, you did the math and you can afford it. Congratulations, you're a homeowner. 6 weeks later, the air conditioning dies during a heat wave, and that's $7,000. 3 months after that, you notice water stains spreading across the ceiling. Roof leak, another $4,500. Then the water heater starts making a sound like a dying whale, $1,800. It's November now, you've owned the house for 8 months, and you've already spent $13,300 on repairs you never saw coming. Your emergency fund is gone, your credit card balance is climbing, and you're starting to understand why your neighbor always looks exhausted. This isn't bad luck. According to Bankrate's 2025 study, the average single-family homeowner spends $21,400 per year on hidden costs. That's $1,783 a month on top of your mortgage, insurance, maintenance, property taxes, and HOA fees if you're unlucky. These aren't optional expenses or lifestyle choices. They're mandatory payments for the privilege of owning a structure that is actively trying to fall apart. The real estate industry sold you a fairy tale, telling you your mortgage payment is the cost of homeownership, but the mortgage is just the entry fee to a very expensive casino where the house always wins, and the house is literally your house. Financial experts love the 1% rule. Set aside 1% of your home's value each year for maintenance. Sounds reasonable, right? For a $350,000 house, that's $3,500 a year. Except that rule was created decades ago when labor was cheap and materials were affordable. In 2025, it's catastrophically outdated. An Angie survey found real homeowner spending averages between 2% and 3% annually, meaning that same $350,000 house actually costs $7,000 to $10,500 per year just to maintain, assuming nothing major breaks. One homeowner budgeted $4,800 based on the 1% rule and ended up spending $15,000 every single year. The 1% rule isn't financial advice. It's a comforting lie that keeps people signing mortgage documents. And it gets worse because maintenance doesn't include emergencies. 46% of homeowners faced more than $5,000 in unexpected repair costs last year. Foundation problems can hit $30,000. HVAC replacements run up to $15,000. Roof replacements average $8,400 and even more in labor-short markets. A NerdWallet study found 44% of homeowners experienced their first major surprise repair within the first year, and 12% got hit in the first month. You haven't even finished unpacking and your house is already demanding tribute. The psychological weight of this is crushing. Over 60% of homeowners are more worried about covering maintenance costs now than they were just months ago. These are people who bought homes they couldn't afford. They saved, got pre-approved, bought within their budget, and they're still drowning. Houses aren't like cars that you can just drive into the ground and scrap later. Every system has a lifespan. Roofs, HVAC, water heaters, windows, foundations, and when those timelines overlap, 5-figure repair bills hit all at once. Costs are accelerating across the board. Home maintenance expenses increased in nearly every category this year, with 7 categories seeing double-digit increases from Q1 2024 to Q1 2025. Material costs rose due to supply chain disruptions, extreme weather increased repair frequency, labor shortages made contractors more expensive, and higher interest rates made borrowing for repairs painful. Your house is sitting in the middle of a perfect financial storm. Location makes it even more unpredictable. Hidden ownership costs average $34,573 per year in Hawaii and $12,579 in West Virginia for theoretically the same house. New York City homeowners pay $24,381 annually, San Francisco $22,781, Boston $21,320. These numbers aren't anomalies, they're the new normal. The American Home Shield survey found 87% of homeowners needed professional help last year, yet over 33% couldn't afford repairs over $1,000 and 15% couldn't cover $500. These people qualified for mortgages and credit checks and still don't have $500 when something breaks. And that's before insurance, property taxes, and HOA fees. Property taxes alone now average $3,500 annually, up 4.2% from last year, about $291 every month before insurance or maintenance. Property taxes never stop rising because as your home's assessed value climbs, so does your tax bill, even if you never sell or make any money. A $400,000 home in New Jersey costs $8,920 per year in taxes, while the same home in Florida costs $3,280, a $470 monthly difference for the exact same asset. HOA fees add another layer of pain. Nearly half of all listings in 2025 were in HOAs, and median monthly fees jumped from $18 in 2019 to $135 in 2025. In disaster-prone areas, fees exploded with double-digit increases across major cities. HOA fees never stay the same, they always rise, and communities that avoid gradual increases get hit with massive special assessments later, sometimes $10,000, $20,000, or even $50,000 due with little notice. Try not paying and see who really owns the property. When you stack everything together, a $450,000 condo might have a $2,200 mortgage, $400 in taxes, $350 in HOA fees, and $150 for insurance, putting you at $3,100 a month before utilities, maintenance, or surprise charges. In parts of Florida, HOA fees alone now run $1,000 to $2,000 per month, pushing total ownership costs to $4,000 to $6,000, while comparable rentals lease for $1,600. Renting is now 40 to 50% cheaper. The math has inverted, and ownership has become the expensive option. Here's the part no one tells you at closing. Your house isn't an asset, it's a liability with an appreciation kicker. Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take it out. And between maintenance, taxes, insurance, and fees, your house is extracting wealth faster than it's building equity. The dream sold you the white picket fence and generational wealth, but skipped the part where you become a full-time manager of a machine designed to break on schedule. So run the math before you fall in love with granite countertops. Calculate what you'll actually pay every month, compare it honestly to rent, and decide whether you're buying a home or buying into a story, because either way, the house will take your money.